Okay, good afternoon. Today we're going to be covering the complete act number 2 of our Shakespeare's play, The Tragedy of Macbeth. And we're going to begin with scene 1 of that second act. That scene will begin with one of our most important characters in our play, and that one is Banquo. Banquo is going to be with his son, Fleance. If you want, you can annotate now just in case, okay? Just in case, because you'll get ahead of yourselves, and then when you rewatch the video, the only thing that you have to do is just check where you left, and I think it's better. Okay, so you're gonna have Banquo, you're gonna have his son Fleance on the opening scene of Act 2. Macbeth is also gonna appear on the scene. And Macbeth is going towards the room of Duncan. As you know, what is happening with Duncan here? What is the plot that Macbeth and Lady Macbeth?
They're gonna murder him and blame it on the servant.
They're planning to murder King Duncan.
So Macbeth can become king.
So Macbeth can become king. There's a problem. If Duncan dies, we have Malcolm. If Malcolm dies, we got Donalbain. And in this case, if Donalbain dies, then the highest guy right here, that is not a son of Duncan, is Macbeth. As you know, very respectable man. Macbeth is gonna start super high and eventually will fall. Same thing that happened to Oedipus. Oedipus will start super high and then he's gonna fall down. Okay, so Banquo will be with his son Fleance, and Macbeth is right there hiding his dagger, the dagger that he's planning to kill Duncan. They have an exchange, they have a conversation, and Fleance and Banquo, they continue on. All of a sudden, Macbeth is gonna start listening to some bells. But before he listens to those bells that are gonna be the signal of him going inside and killing Duncan, he's gonna start hallucinating and seeing a bloody dagger in front of him. So as he's gonna go to the room, he's gonna see a dagger in front of him. That's when Macbeth is starting to lose it up here. That's when you're starting to know that the kingdom is starting to get on the head of Macbeth big time. Now, the guy is gonna now listen to the bell. He's gonna enter the room, and what do you think he's gonna do? Later on, another scene, another part is gonna come that Lady Macbeth is gonna be on stage, and right there, Macbeth is gonna come and he's gonna say, "I have committed the deed." What do you think that means?
That
They killed Duncan.
That he killed Duncan. Basically, this will happen in scene number 2. Basically, scene number 1 is going to be the exchange between Banquo and Macbeth, and then we switch to scene 2. So that first scene, super short, okay? No, Banquo doesn't know. No, Banquo doesn't know. As Macbeth and Lady Macbeth are together, Macbeth is gonna come with his bloody hands and the dagger in his hand. Lady Macbeth is gonna tell him, "Give me the dagger, go wash your hands, because you're no good right now." Macbeth, totally disorientated, totally out of it. What do you think he's like that?
he feels guilty
Guilty of what?
of killing Duncan after Duncan trusted him, and he's acting on selfish reasons.
Power is able to corrupt people. It corrupted the old Thane of Cawdor, that is with the traitor, and now it's starting, it already corrupted Macbeth. So power is going to corrupt a lot of people here. All of a sudden, after Macbeth and Lady Macbeth have their conversation, they're going to listen to a knock on the door. And that knock on the door is the knock of Macduff and Lennox, that they're coming to the castle to pick up Duncan. Before they enter the castle, they're gonna meet a porter. In the conversation between Macduff and the porter, Macduff is gonna ask, well, what have you done tonight? And the porter is gonna say, well, we have been drinking all night long, so that's the only thing that we have done. After that, they finish with the conversation. Macduff will enter the castle. Macbeth is gonna come onto scene. Macbeth is gonna greet Macduff, everything good, everything nice, and Macduff is gonna continue his path to the room where Duncan is. All of a sudden, Macduff is gonna come screaming in terror because he saw the body of Duncan. He's gonna ask for them to start ringing the bells of the castle so everyone wakes up and see what's happening. And the first one to arrive there is Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth is like, what happened? What happened? We know that she knows what's happening, but what do you think she's doing right now?
Hiding.
Hiding? What else?
Pretending
Pretending what?
that she doesn't know anything about
Pretending that she doesn't know anything. Remember, they have to cover up everything well. Lennox has the opportunity to go, and when Lennox comes back, he's gonna say that next to the body of Duncan, there's two servants. Remember what we said earlier? They were gonna blame the fault on the servants. When Lennox comes out and tells the news, you're gonna see Macbeth, and this is something that you guys are gonna be like, okay, doesn't make sense. And remember, as Shakespeare wrote this play quickly to be presented in front of the newly King James of England, remember that one of the relatives of King James, his name was Banquo. So that's why he named Banquo in honor of that relative. And if he could get King James to see the play, if he could get King James to like the play and to endorse it, that means that Shakespeare was going to secure his financial status forever. And thus, that was the main priority and plan of William Shakespeare. Therefore, there's going to be a lot of flaws in this play. That's why in January, when we come and pick up Hamlet, you're going to see that Hamlet has more details and they describe and explain better the characters, because Shakespeare wasn't in that rush of writing the play Hamlet the same way that he was in the rush of writing Macbeth to be performed in front of the king. After, Lennox is going to say, you saw the servants right there. Macbeth is going to say, oh, well, I had to kill the servants because when I saw that they killed Duncan, out of loyalty and out of respect, I killed the servants. And everyone is like, what's the problem here is, if you look at this sequence, what do you think is going to be the thought of Macduff and Lennox? After Macbeth says this, it's not going to have a coordination, because when Macduff and Lennox enter, Macbeth never said anything. And he waited for them to go to the room, see it. When they come back, that's when they just know that it was Macbeth, the one that killed the servants. When Lady Macbeth listens to this, she's gonna faint. We all know that this is just what?
That's a distraction.
An act is a distraction. It could be two things. A distraction, and another thing could be like, Macbeth, you're so stupid, what you have done. So it could be either way. That's something that I'm gonna leave it there to you.
I think he just said that because he still feels guilty about Duncan's death.
It could, but you're gonna see, there's gonna be at some point in the play that you're gonna say, this guy has just flipped the switch, and this guy is just a complete monster. And that monster will be created by none other than Lady Macbeth, okay? And you're starting to see that Macbeth has the guilt, but that guilt is starting to go away because he's going to start to like this act of killing people, okay? Very important. Macduff and Lennox are going to put their armor away, and they're gonna say, you know what? We're gonna get together and we're gonna fix this. We're gonna check what's happening here. Everyone is gonna leave the stage. The only ones that are gonna remain on stage are gonna be Malcolm and Donald Bain, the sons of who? Not Banquo, of Duncan. They're the only ones on stage, and they're gonna be talking to each other. And they're gonna be like, well, Dad is dead. There's a high possibility that the ones that are gonna be dead next will be who? Us. Therefore, we need to come up with a plan. We need to do something. What they are gonna do is Malcolm will go to England. Remember, they're in Scotland. Malcolm will leave for England, and Donald Bain will go to Ireland. Okay? So they're gonna just go different ways.
Que Malcolm se va a ir para Inglaterra.
Malcolm will go to England, very important, and Donald Bain will go to Ireland. Why? Because they're looking for protection. If not, they know that they're gonna get killed. Okay? However, another of the flaws of the play, after Donald Bain escapes, you will never, ever in the play hear again about Donald Bain. You will listen about Malcolm, but Donald Bain, this is the last time that you will see him in a play. That's it. He's gone. Malcolm, you're gonna see it later on. Okay? They never said. We don't know if he died. We don't know what happened. He just disappeared.
He went to Ireland and
He went to Ireland, and in this part, in Act 2, that they named and they say that he's gone, that's it. He's not going to be shown again in this play. Okay? Donovan. That's done with that scene. Scene 4. Scene 4. I think I mixed up scene 2 and 3 like together right there. My bad there. So let's go to 4. Another thing that is super strange will happen. Ross, who's Ross? Remember, he's a messenger. Ross is gonna be with an old man. And Ross is gonna say, what a kind of strange night this is tonight. And the old man, they're gonna have a conversation. And the old man is gonna say, well, it's very strange. 2 of the horses of Duncan just got out of the stables and they ate each other.
What?
So 2 horses, they got out of their stables, their areas where they were, and they ate each other. Okay. Now we're known that Macbeth has become king of Scotland. Macbeth is gonna wear a purple robe. You know what is a robe, right? The robe that the kings wear. Number 1 is that. By the way, robe, that will be in your vocabulary. That is in your vocabulary. Number 2, he is gonna be wearing, he was gonna be holding a scepter. Also in your vocabulary. The scepter is like the long stick that they use with the little, yeah. And number 3, a crown. Well, he's king, so he has a crown. However, something very ironic about the crown and the robe, they are too big, and this is literally, they are too big for Macbeth. And now, both literal and metaphorically, they're big because how did he get the kingdom?
Killing Duncan.
By killing Duncan. So in both ways that you see it, the robe and the crown are too big for Macbeth. Macduff doesn't like the idea of Macbeth becoming king. He doesn't like it. There's something inside Macduff that is saying there's something wrong here with this guy Macbeth. Big time. And that's basically act number 2. Act number 2 is gonna have 4 scenes. Act number 1, if I'm not mistaken, it had like 6 or 7. 7 scenes. It doesn't matter that you're in Act 1, Act 2. They're not gonna go parallel the scenes. You could have 8 in one, 9 in another, 7 in another, 6 in another, and so on. And if you go to Hamlet, it could be the same, different scenes. So you don't have a pattern in terms of scenes. The only pattern, all of Shakespeare's plays have 5 acts. That's it. Okay? So basically that will be it for act number 2. Thank you.